I mean? Which is true. You should hold on to them. With Negroes, even with my family, all I do, I hold on, then I just let go and go like going back to a corner, take a rest, and come back. Actually, probably we do the same thing with the whole movement. You know, you take a little breather, and you go back, and you try to rescue them again. Whether they're anti-rescue, I ain't letting you rescue me. And they saying it and acting it out, but you just go and try to do it again. Anyway, let me speed up here. I don't know what that smells bad. It could be the little socialist Bernie was at the top, and you know they would rather have John the Baptist there than Bernie Sanders. And he ain't no earth shaker, but he is a socialist and he believes that stuff. You know what I mean? Probably he believed it. I know the way the other white folks treated him. You know, Hillary and them, hey man, that's why they lost the election, because all of the people saw how bad he was treated, and they wouldn't go over to the other team. I mean, they wouldn't help nobody. You know, okay. I believe that, because I happened to be watching last night for about a half hour, I was watching CNN, and they were showing the voting. They showed a whole field house. It was split in two. They was going to have this side for the little socialist man. What's his name? Bernie. And the other side was Biden. They had to give Biden another section somewhere because Barney's people was filling that up. Everywhere you looked, they talking about Buttigieg. I saw what they had at Buttigieg. He had at least 10 people, 12 people. I was looking right at it. And now he gave us almost a victory speech last night. You know, love everybody. And then have a man up there, you know, America, to hear it, see it on TV. I don't believe they're ready for two men to be in the White House yet. I know they're selling sissy, I mean they're selling whatever they sell. They're selling it real good, you know. Hoorah, they're selling it. But I don't think standard nobody is ready, quite ready for that. You know, okay. So he's popped up there. You know, if they want the demos to lose, they just set them up to lose. They're a swift mover, you know. And they'll have bought half the Democrats. You know, they will have bought, you know, if you got enough money, you know, unity for defense. War by other means. Research the weather patterns in North Korea and South Korea. They're next door to each other, but the agricultural, all of these droughts and famines in North Korea and great crops in South Korea. They're just right there. I mean, you just walk like Virginia and West Virginia, right over there. Yeah, so Virginia, Maryland, they're right next to each other. We get the same weather. We have the same pronunciation of everything, right here, right in this. The guy was asking me, he was buying some oil and kufis over at the Masjid. He said, Imam Musa, I want myrrh. I said, yeah, I got some myrrh, you know. He said, no, I want myrrh. He was saying mirror. That's what he pronounced it here. Down south, we don't say Mary, we say Mary, Miss Mary, right? Everybody right here say talk the same, whether it's right across in Virginia or right over here, right? The weather patterns, they're the same right here. They're the same. It don't start raining over in Virginia and stop it right there, and then, right? How can North Korea, there's a line, there's a DMZ, how can it be great weather for agriculture in South Korea, right? And freezing and all kind of blizzards in North Korea. War by other means. Who has the ability to do that? Do you know it was 65 years ago? Nevada sued California. Why? Because California stole rain from Nevada during a period of drought. Like, where they seed the clouds and make it rain? They seeded the clouds and it rained in California. Nevada was mad. They took them to court and sued them. They say, you stole our rain. Right? So, whatever's going on. Systems can affect climate. I mean, not climate, weather. See, we're now having climate change, but climate and weather is different. Climate is over a long period of time. Technically climate produces the weather. But climate don't change overnight. But the weather can change overnight. I went to sleep in Denver, was that in October or September, and it was 73 degrees that day. Up there giving speeches, when I woke up there was 3 feet of snow outside. And it stayed that way for, they say in Denver, if you don't like the weather, just wait, it's gonna change. Okay. But that's the weather, the climate changes very slowly. So, if the climate haven't changed over there, how's the weather changing all the time? This is the point. That means you can't leave it out of the U.S.'s idea about manufacturing weather. All of that is possible. It's not possible. It's been possible. So North Korea, bad weather. Japan in '98 went broke. Why? Because somebody pulled the plug. Who had the power to do that? The United States. The United States had the power to do that. And the U.S. may be on its last gasp, but the big companies don't care. Their money is not here or there. Their money is all over the world. Their money is all over the world. They don't care nothing about America. This is one thing we have to help teach the people. Those big companies, there's not one Negro sent no factory to China. None. Why? Because you don't have no factories to send there. Who sent it? Who sent Fords? Well, Ford, they make Fords, so they sent it to China for them to make it. At that time, it was cheap, very cheap. Okay. All the factories, all the jobs, when somebody sent that train in Indiana, the train, you know that big air conditioning company and all? What happened? Oh, Don come in and said, I ain't sending nobody, it's going to be here. And 2 weeks later, they was all headed south, right, to Mexico. And ain't nobody knocked on Don, Joseph Don. You did say it wasn't going nowhere. And in Indiana right now, some towns you could buy a house, they could give it to you. You could buy a house for $1,000 or something like that if you want to fix it up. those old factory towns, just finished. We didn't do that. They did that. They did that, and we want to keep the border closed. You talk to any farmer in California, all along Texas border, anywhere, they want that border open. Why? So the people can come and pick their stuff. Me and you ain't gonna pick it. I remember I went picking one time. You know, you take the bus in Oakland and go out. I was 17. So I was just trying to shoot. I went out. I gave the guy my $2, went out on the bus. Man, I worked for about a few minutes. And I went and sat down. I said, man, I ain't doing this. I'm not picking these beans. Picking the beans, big basket of beans, you'd get 11 cents or something. I said, oh, no, the brother ain't doing that. You know, and neither is nobody else here. Right? Okay, when did they start all this border stuff? When Mexicanos, when they could come over the border, do all their work, and then in the winter they would go back to Mexico. And then they'd come back up here. They was living good down there. They had big trucks and everything. But when they closed the border, they couldn't go back and forth. So when they get here, they would stay. Then they'd try to send for their family. They caused the problem. The government caused the problem. By closing the border, the people couldn't go back. There was never, you go back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, there was no problem with even in the early 2000s, there was no problem. Because people could go back to Mexico and come back to Mexico and come back. Then they start closing down the border, not giving visas, not doing, you know what I mean? And believe me, those farmers hate it. They tell their brothers in the island, hey man, what's wrong with y'all, man? We're starving to death. Or we gotta pay for grapes a ton of money now. We used to have them just, they'd almost sleep in the fields. They'd have maybe a couple of houses out there that wasn't nothing. They didn't care, as long as we could work every day. Take one bath a week maximum, and we'll work till we drop, you know. And they was doing it. Then they fix it so they gotta stay here. Okay. They're buying Chinese food, whatever they call it. We talked about the tiny tigers. Okay, psychological manipulation and internal ethics. When we were talking about China, what we were talking about was that we wanted China to be an example of good behavior. Because who you are, we talked about Iran and China in the same, when I talked about Iran the last time in San Francisco and in one more city, I told them about ethics. I told all our friends, I said, whatever way things are going, it's going your way. So now what you have to do is you have to make sure you maintain a high standard of ethics. Because now people are going to be coming your way, like they are. All them lies about everybody hates Iran, that ain't true. That is a lie. Now even the white folks is having programs talking about how bad a mistake it was for them to kill or to martyr the brother. But the point is, we believe that Iran and China, I'll do Iran first, should be a model. How you treat the weak. How do you treat the needy? You know, this proves who you are. When you have power and authority over people, how are you going to treat them? This is the thing that China has to wrestle with too. It has to wrestle with it more than Iran, because China is growing in leaps and bounds physically and economically. And the old Chinese model is not being transferred as much to this one. So China has to, the smartest thing in the world, with China, with Tibet, with Taiwan, maybe not Hong Kong, because they wave too many American flags in Hong Kong. So it's obvious. Not to change the subject, but you know Tiananmen Square in 1989? We look for freedom for everybody, but the minute they brought out them statues of liberty, I said, them Chinese was crazy. I was so mad. I said, all of them that came here and studied, they didn't talk to no Negroes evidently, because we was the only ones on their team. And they bring out the Statue of Liberty. They look down at the bottom of the Statue of Liberty is a stack of chains. The Europeans knew what they were doing. They sent them to give us your tithe, but also these shackles. See, that was right out of slavery. They was still, you know, that was 1870, 80 or something like that. Somewhere along that is. Said the Statue of Liberty. Shoot. Hey, man, they knew what they was talking about. Okay, so now, here we are, and this time, we have to encourage our brothers and our leaders to really be visionaries. If this is the time of world transition, we have to change ourselves. We can't judge people by our standards all the time. And I mean the Chinese now. They're hard workers. And Chinese are everywhere. Chinese in Indonesia, Chinese in Malaysia. They got big numbers of Chinese, Singapore, all over. I mean, they've been sending people out. They got Indians all over the world too, but not as many as Chinese. And Chinese work hard. They got that work ethic. Okay, but they can't transfer their work ethic to, say, Africans in Zimbabwe. That's where we reside. Okay. So they have Chinese that have bought land and those. You can't become a new colonizer. You have to be careful. You have to, even the Communist Party have to search itself and have to remind itself, okay, they always talked about China and soft power. Let Tibet, it's only a little place like this, Tibet, the Dalai Lama, whoever it is, they can go run around and do what they want. You don't have to dominate. And it's, who wants to make everybody like them anyway? Leave some diversity. They'll make billions of dollars and shekels and everything by the tourists. If they flood the area with settlers, Chinese settlers, Tibet, they'll change the makeup of Tibet. The Muslims reopen universities, schools, start letting the Imams teach Islam. Over-Islamicize it. Don't let the Saudis scare. We have to teach the Chinese because the Saudis done scared them to death. With 2 or 3 little Uyghurs that was listening to that Salafi stuff. The people in China don't care nothing about that Salafi stuff. They have nice cultural Islam, you know what I mean? Their cultural costumes. Don't send all the Chinese there and make have 50 billion face recognition like a prison, you know. And then get all the Muslims on your side. Because Muslims read newspapers, see the internet. Kindness, when you have power, man, is serious. kindness when you have power. China has proved itself. Chinese, no dogs allowed, no Chinaman dogs allowed in the parks. What the West did in China was very rude and crude, and it humiliated the Chinese. Okay. And so this is one thing they kept in they, and they knapsack, that yeah, we remember y'all. But they have to have a high stage of ethics to where they don't fall into the trap of, we're going to pay you back now. And they have to do it not only with Europeans, but with Japanese. We in pocket now. Okay. That's like anybody that comes to power, that's been out of power, usually there's either overt revenge or covert revenge. We're going to get y'all back. You know what I mean? And they do that. People do that. I don't know, huh?
It's almost like that's a part of their culture, because every martial arts movie you see is they getting revenge.
Getting revenge for somebody, their daughter got killed, right. Or somebody poisoned their master,
right.
all that stuff.
Right.
So, okay, what we're suggesting is not easy for nobody. What we got to do here in America is as difficult what they got to do over there. But is it worth it? Is that the possibility of a world where there's ample food, ample everything, and where you can almost work and live where you want to live. And the earth is now, you could choose different things to do. You could live in different time zones. Say you want to be like the Amish, right? They drive the little carts, they don't use tractors. We could have a whole state, Ohio, we could have this state, just could have that. And that's what y'all do. And people can come visit you, and if you want to let them come in, you can let them come in. But you don't want them to change your culture. You let them know, okay, you're here, and you can have, people might want to live like in the 20s, where they pump their water from a well, okay? Well, you got to actually have water down there. Water was that close to the ground that you could pump it up, and that means we didn't have them deep pumps